Hello YouTube, and welcome to a new game that I've been spending some time on. Sorry I've been missing out on some videos. I've been really busy over on my Twitch stream, but let's focus up on this game. I'm relatively new to Mechabellum, so I am looking for thoughts and ideas. If you do have any comments about my gameplay, feel free to let me know in the comments below, but make sure that it's coming from a place of like understanding. I'm trying to learn the game, right? Okay, so let's hop in. I'll explain my thought process and what I'm doing in this game, and we'll go from there. So this is an auto chess PvP game that a lot of like StarCraft, Warcraft 3 players are kind of playing right now, and I thought it looked kind of fun after seeing that Dreamhaven picked it up, and I promised a video on it, so here we are. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to be picking a character at the very start. Each one has a certain passive, and the worse the passive is in the meta, you'll have more HP to offset that, which is nice. What I'm looking for, generally here, is I'm looking for characters that have an air attack, and it looks like that is not available here, which is just fine. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and go for a Rhino Specialist. Get 1 rake, 2 Rhinos for free on round 4. Now, Rhinos are good for cleaving down what I believe is called Chum in this game. Still trying to figure out why the wordings are how it is, but essentially it's cannon fodder, things that you can destroy. Now, speaking of Chum, we have our own. We're gonna go ahead and set up some setups here. Now, I started the game having everything nice and grouped up and trying to like overwhelm one side, and I realized that that wasn't really working out for me. So now I'm kind of playing a little bit on the safer side, trying to set up a game plan, seeing what the game offers to me like I would any other auto chess, and kind of going from there. Let's see here. So we now have these Stormcallers. These are ground-only attacks. A very fragile unit that excels at super long range, splash damage in a large area, and is unable to attack units that are in close range of it. So we kind of want to protect these the best for our ability. I'm going to go ahead and throw one of these over here. And the range is pretty far, 180 meters. Now, one thing I'm trying to get better about is understanding what these long meters are and the best way to defend myself. So I think this is a pretty good setup. Let's go ahead and enter deployment and go this route. So our crawlers are melee units, and they're meant to just kind of be in the way and soften up, take a lot of the damage. They are melee based and relatively quick as well. But I don't intend for them to really carry me through the match. In fact, right here on round 1, I'm gonna get embodied. But we're hoping to clear out as much as we can. How this game works is whatever is left over from your opponent will do damage to your health bar, and then you will be knocked out. So our hope here is things get kind of cleared up. And we do pretty okay, actually. Take down a good portion of their units. Looks like we may be able to get a couple hits. Yes! Solid hit so far. Couple more shots, and it looks like we're gonna lose round 1, but just barely. Not a big deal. So they have these arc lights automatically on their compositions, which are anti-swarm bots, so a lot of things that group up and do a lot of damage. So we want to try and avoid those, and we're gonna get those later on with some rhinos. Ooh, subsidized marksman, decrease the recruitment cost of marksman by 50. I actually quite like marksman. I don't know if this is a good unit or not, but so far it's paid off for me. So every round you get the chance to unlock a unit. It can cost a little bit. You also have a couple of free units available to you. In this case, we are looking to unlock the Marksman. Let's see here. Where is that thing? I'm still getting used to this UI. Here we go. Marksman's actually at the very front. Long-range anti-unit bot 1. Let's go ahead and unlock that. It'll be free, and it will cost $50 to do so. Now, you do have a max amount of units that you can put on the field per time. Here, I can only put 2 at the moment. So we're going to put these 2 in a position where they are behind unsafe places, and we're going to watch out for that. You do have a couple of these things you can use as well. These are things you can bring down one-time use, but I don't really have an understanding of how those work yet and what the best one is. So actually, if you are looking to get feedback, that'd be a great spot for me to find some. I'm going to go ahead and increase the range on these characters. Now, the cool thing about this, whenever you increase a unit's passive, it will affect both of them. So I'm going to probably build a couple more marksmen the next turn. But I have spent a majority of my money, and $150 will carry over to the next round. Let's get into the fight. Alright, so they have sledgehammers, which are heavy tanks. Looks like they're going to be doing a pretty solid damage of running me down here. Now, my marksmen and why I like them so much is because they are both anti-ground and anti-air. Just kind of good jack-of-all-trades, which can be good. And I'm about to get some rhinos, which are going to be big, massive units that cleave through a splash damage amount of units. So I'm hoping that I will be able to swing the tides of battle soon with the help of those rhinos coming in off my Rhino Specialist. I believe we get that on round 4, and as you can see up here, we are currently on round 2. Now, this actually gives me a good thing to point out here. Whenever a tower is killed, it will release an EMP shockwave, and any unit that is hit, so in this case, my units, will lose, I believe, 90% of their damage and also be slowed. At this 9-second debuff, kind of ridiculously strong. So trying to focus those down can be a strategy for a lot of people. Let's go ahead and grab a shield airdrop. I'm needing more time in the front line. This will become a passive over here on the far left that I can utilize during the cooldown. So for this instance, this one has 2 rounds of cooldown after I use it. Gonna go ahead and unlock our next unit. Let's go ahead and start building up that Rhino. So we'll go ahead and unlock that Rhino. He's gonna cost me 200 to play one. So let's do one of those and one more marksman. We're gonna put the Rhino right behind here, and this is actually pretty important. Here you can see the speed of a unit as well as what they can do. This has 16 speed, so I'm actually put it as hair behind here, so these eat most of the damage, and that way this has a chance to get in and start cleaving. I am then going to build my additional marksman, and I'm actually going to put it back here to flank. Now, this is a flank. It will require a teleport thing. I don't fully understand the teleport. I believe once it teleports once fully, it will spawn there every single time. So my opponent will have to try and clear that up. The idea is I want to try and come over here and try and snipe this as quickly as I can, which will allow for me to negate some of their damage and go for that debuff on them pretty quickly. So we'll see if we can do that. Now the Rhino, I'm going to go ahead and add field maintenance. Automatically restores 4.5 of max HP per second upon taking damage, as I will get more Rhinos next round, and I'm probably going to build pretty heavy on the Rhinos. Alright, let's go ahead and go to our next round and see how it goes. They have added some Fire Badgers. They are AoE flamethrowers that are pretty destructive. Actually quite scary to see those. Hoping my Rhino gets some decent damage in. Now, we did have the teleport occur back here, and they are going for the back lines, but it might be a bit too late. Takes 1 shot, 2 shots. Okay, so now they have been debuffed and slowed. Hopefully we can get that 9 seconds to go in our favor. Decent damage flying out. Yeah, my marksmen just aren't the greatest here. But it's okay, I'm holding in, I'm holding in, I'm holding in. This fella is certainly crushing through me. He hits my tower and takes me out. So we're starting to hurt, and we're hoping that we can switch things up pretty quickly here. That little red shimmer you saw on him was actually the debuff. And looks like he's gonna finally clean me up. Trying to get a couple of shots off, huh? Perfect. Okay. So he's kind of beating my butt. I'm around half HP right now, but here is where I get that Rhino 2 tier that I was looking for. Wonderful. And at this point, we're kind of looking for anything that we can use here. Large support vehicle equipped with a multi-missile launcher can provide a variety of technical support of surrounding units. Tarantula, heavy unit equipped with 2 rapid-fire cans that can fight various enemies at medium range. Or heavy anti-swarm bot, the Scorpion, a heavy unit equipped with a huge cannon that can cause massive damage to swarm units. I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up because he is starting to group up pretty hard. What is the attack range of that? 100 meters? Okay. Let's put this thing right about here-ish. We're gonna add another Rhino here on the left side. And then we're probably gonna build one more crawler, I think. Let's just do one more Rhino. I really want to get those in there if I can. And we'll do one crawler in the front. We'll bring this thing up here, and we'll have them connect with that. That way these guys can move in. What upgrade can I get? War 1 ability. Photon Cutting. Covers the unit with photon coating, decreasing damage received by 30% within 25 seconds after the start of battle, and grants immunity electromagnetic, ignited acid, and degeneration beam effects. We can also do Final Blitz where they explode. Let's go ahead and go with the Photon Cannon. Just give them the best chance here for defense. That damage reduction by 30% sounds pretty good to me. And then we'll see if there's any free units we can unlock, because we are relatively poor on money. Tarantula. Effective against medium units. Medium and long range units, Sledgehammer. The Steel Ball can also be really good for flanks. Let's do the Mustang here. Excels at fighting other low HP units. Sure, we'll pick up that just in case we want it later on. Okay. Let's head into our next fight, and we'll continue to see how it goes. So now we have 3 Rhinos in the field. Our crawlers are able to go through. Looks like our Rhinos are able to get up to the front lines. These are starting to take a big chunk of damage. But we're starting to cleave on through, which is nice. Looks like they were able to kill my marksman, but the Rhinos are looking pretty strong here. As they finally break on through, we continue to have our artillery firing from afar as well. Man, this guy is really holding on. Love that. Solid job by him. My marksmen now come in. We're sieging from the front. Our Rhino's running straight for the tower. He actually one-shots it. Nice! Which continues to delay their progress, and we actually get a win here. Whoo! Big damage on Here's Johnny. Bring him down to 300. 3,600 health. Units equipped with this item attain an energy that absorb damage equal to the unit's HP and can block at least one instance of damage. Fantastic. Portable shield. Mass production Rhino. Decrease the critical cost of Rhinos by 100, but it increases Rhino's attack by 20%. Ooh. Decrease attack upgrade cost volumes by 50. I'm actually going to pick up this thing here. I'm going to unlock one more unit that I think would be really strong, which is going to be the Fortress, which is right here. 200 for that cost. And then we may want to go ahead and pick one of those out. Let's go ahead and pick up the Fortress and put it here in the front lines. Right here between these two, because I want it to move together with the Rhinos. Let's put it there. Okay. I'm going to unlock Barrier later on, which will provide a barrier around these units. But for now, let's go for an upgrade. Promote this guy. He's now level 2. This one's on its way to a level up. Let's go ahead and go for a promotion on these Marksmen, as these have been doing pretty good back here. And let's go ahead and use our cooldown. Shield drop. We're going to put this on both of these fellows. We're going to put it right about here, because you'll notice when we start that we'll have our units move forward and they'll move through the shield and hopefully be able to get into melee range of this. Alright, let's begin our next round. I don't know what this does. Looks important though. I think he did a couple of upgrades. Okay, he's finishing his last couple of setups. He has a sentry turret over here too. Okay, so now we have our Fortress moving forward. It's just a nice big healthy boy. Flamethrower is cooking through. Our Rhinos are able to move into the fight, looks so. They start cleaving away. Love to see that. And they're starting to cook on through. Looks like the healing is really paying off for them, which I do love to see. Okay, continue sieging. We lose one of our 2s. So far they're cooking through. And our Scorpion's also starting to look pretty good as well. Almost getting close to leveling up. And you can kind of see the strategy in this game, right? You saw him kind of swarming me down, bringing a lot of units in the early game, of being able to make some adjustments to handle that firepower. And we're giving our melees time to get up to that front line. With it all said and done, we're starting to tie up the game here. Ooh, tactical nuke, additional deployment slot, which I think I would like a lot. Grants the designated squad additional chance to move during the deployment phase. Increase the movement speed of all units by 3. The movement speed might be good. Both of these are high value. I'm gonna go for the movement speed. I want these Rhinos to be in position quick, right? Okay, so this is where we're gonna go ahead and pick up this upgrade, the barrier for our Fortress. It'll now protect the front line just a little bit. We're also going to grab another Fortress here on the right to ensure that we can get up in front of these guys without taking too much damage. This one I'm gonna put a little bit more forward because now it has the barrier. And I want to eat this flamethrower so these guys can get in here. We do have anti-air barrage, but I'm going to ignore that and go ahead and promote this guy to level 3. He's been very, very effective so far. This one's not even close to leveling up, and the Scorpion's looking pretty good here, trying to get to level 4. Scorpion's attack will create an acid area. We don't want that. It's actually bad for our melees. Enter siege mode, increasing range but decreasing attack by 40% and increasing attack interval by 1.5. And it cannot attack enemies within 75 meters around it. Or we're just going to go for the increased range in general. Let's go ahead and go for the increased range in general. It's 250. Actually, do I want to go that route? Let's add a Mustang over here. So far, these sledgehammers have been cooking us. They're a heavy tank, and they've been kind of destructive. I'm actually going to go for... Let's go ahead and go for the crawlers. Let's bring these guys over here and try to give time for our marksmen to clear that out. We'll put it right here and let them try to come on in. Okay, so hopefully that will help counter these over here. So our marksman's able to move forward and continue the fight. These are actually soaking up a lot of the damage. On the front lines, our melee units were able to get in there. And now they're cleaving through pretty quickly, which is nice to see. However, it does look like there might be some anti-tank going on. Marksman's still working through here as much as he can. A lot of firepower coming in. Goes for the one-shot and negates their damage. There's a lot of air in the sky here, which is something that I'm going to have to deal with in the future. Luckily, I do have a tool for that, which I'll be able to utilize. And it looks like we're able to sneak over here on the right side. So my marksmen are the anti-air, so they went into straight anti-air to try and stop me. And it looks like that plan did not pay off for them. And luckily, with these here on the front line, they're taking all the shots from the air units, and my marksmen are able to snipe these down one at a time. So what I'm going to be looking for here to counter is to make my units a little bit stronger by getting a little bit more anti-air, and luckily the Fortress has a great choice for that. Okay. Whew. I've been playing this game for about 3 hours now, so like strategy, I'm not sure of it, but I think we're kind of nailing it right now. We're looking pretty good. Now here we have a few more units coming in to be available to us. Couple of good options. We have Phantom Ray, which is a medium-sized aircraft with high HP that excels at striking enemies at close range with high missile damage. That'll be helpful for the anti-air, and it's free for me. They will be rank 2 as well. Or I can pick up more melee stuff in the front line. I can soak up that stuff and get my teammates in there faster. Let's do that, because I actually feel pretty good about my anti-air. We're gonna be with the Sandworms. And these things move at 19 meters per second, which is pretty nice, right? Similar to my Rhinos. So I'm gonna put them in the front, because I actually don't mind them dying. We'll put them right here. Let them soak up that damage. Put one over here as well. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to give them the ability. Increase Sandworm's HP by 20% and Sandworm automatically restores 50% at max HP while burrowing. Where is my burrow? Oh, they burrow automatically. Great. So as what we'll do mechanical division on them, which is going to cost me $50 for the tech. We are now going to go to our fortress. Remember I talked about anti-air barrage and how strong it could be? We're going to pick that up. This will now have them shoot anti-air every 10 seconds, so we want this to keep them alive. Also going to promote these bad boys, because these have been carrying my team so far. So I would like for them to continue doing that. How are we doing over here? Marksman, let's go ahead and promote this guy. He's cooking really hard. Fires 2 bullets. Allow that to go forward. And then what we'll do is we'll build a Mustang over here on the far left. Yeah, I got 2 seconds. Put that there, let them spawn in and try and go for that Elder there. Because he is not protecting these at all. Okay, so our Sandworms come in. And their job is to just soak as much damage as they can, but also help out with the cleaving. The anti-air is starting to be built like crazy, but you can see these anti-barrage missiles now flying up and clearing these out. I do have a flank happening here with the Mustang, which is going to take out that tower and deny them some damage. They do have a flank happening here on the right side themselves, which I can actually set up a defense for. We take out both their towers, though, and now we're in a full scuffle at the moment, as our fortresses are trying to hold that front line. The Sandworms look like they're able to hold. Man, this guy has gone full anti-air. The Mustangs come in and help out. They also have a little bit of control with the firepower. The missile barrages are flying out from our fortresses. Ooh, it's gonna be a close fight. Really close, actually. He might just have enough air forces that I can't do much about it. My Sandworm is trying to eat. Oh, the fights are continuing. It's close. Couple of shots. We now have a full circle around them. The marksman's using that range to their advantage, and we barely pull off the W. Taking this guy down to 681. Now, he did a really good job of flanking me here on the right, as you can see. Tank production line, Mustang production line, produces 4 Mustangs every 11 seconds. Giants can use this. Great, this is actually massive for us. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pick this up, and you can apply these units over to any unit that you have on the field. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this on one of my fortresses. And what this will do now is it is going to spawn Mustangs, which we saw earlier are good for anti-air. We're gonna go ahead and help out with defending this here by taking one of our fortresses and applying it here on the far right. Okay, we're gonna put this guy here down right next to our forces, and then they're gonna be able to kill with that with the missile barrage. Let's do... How do I want to handle this? Those guys flanked in there, they did really good. Let's go ahead and promote those real quick. Increase range, let's get their range a little bit higher if we can. Okay, and that should affect the Mustangs coming out of this as well, and I can build one more unit. Let me see what I got. I got some $100 here. Looking for an anti-air unit. Giant aircraft Raiden. Let's go ahead and pick up this Raiden here. This does. Each unit attacks will send out 3 damage lightning bolts to hit 3 different targets. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take this bad boy and put it right over here to help out with this attack. And we're gonna put it right here in the middle, actually. But make sure that it's hitting these guys as they come out. Alright, all said and done. Let's go ahead into our next match and see how this goes. Close match so far from our enemy as they go straight into anti-air. Shields being burned down. We're able to flank here with our Mustangs and take out that tower. On the right side, it looks like we kill a majority of these anti-airs. The barrage flies forward, connects. What's the cool part here too is I have another fortress coming in with another shield, right? The rhinos are cooking on the ground, continuing to move forward. Shots in the air are continuing. We take out both the towers. We defend our tower. And it looks like with it all said and done, we were able to do just good enough here to get another win. All right, guys. I think it's going to be the win. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the Mechabellum, comment below, of course. Drop likes as usual. And I'm playing a lot more on stream tomorrow, too, as I study some replays and try to get better. Like, my MMR right now is, like, really trash. I'm trying to get better at the game, but I think I'm learning it pretty quickly. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.